Am I the a-hole for breaking my promise to my stepkids and abandoning and traumatizing them because I didn't want to parent them anymore? I met Will when I was 22. Will was 29 with 2 kids and had newly been widowed. We had a whirlwind courtship where he introduced me to the kids and got me involved with their lives very early, first few days after I met him. Will said very quickly that he was sure I was the one, and not for himself but also for the kids, that we'd had incredible happy family life. We got married when I was 23, Will was 30, and his kids 8 and 6. Our wedding ceremony also included me and the kids making promises to each other, which was Will's idea. Soon Will showed all the childcare onto me. I wasn't a stay-at-home spouse. I worked full-time and always have, but he always had reasons for me to do the childcare. Him being sore from doing physical job, me being better at it, since I babysat kids this age in the past and he never had, or girl stuff for his daughter, or cooking, or anything. He always had some reasons and it ended up always on me. He started playing video games and relaxing from getting home until bed because he was tired and he was bringing the money and keeping the roof over everyone's heads, though that wasn't really true. He said he deserved to relax. Then he went out with his friends and brought them back to drink beer and watch loud TV. He developed a major attitude with me and encouraged same with the kids. They found it funny. He started openly disrespecting me and encouraged them to also. He was ultimate fun dad and got put into the role of the mean witch. And I got put into the role of the mean witch. Sometimes they all gang up on me and mock me, but also all expect me to serve them and constantly be jumping up to care for them. By the end of the first year, I realized marriage was a big mistake, but I felt guilty leaving because of my promises to the kids. Another year went by and I realized that no matter how I tried and how I knew they weren't only kids, I didn't really blame them. I genuinely hated both of the kids. I could not lie to myself anymore and pretend that I loved them. I didn't. I did not. I never would. One day I just walked out, packed out everything of mine and moved out while nobody was home. I left a note explaining it wasn't working, saying goodbye. And saying goodbye. That was the end. Cue shitstorm from my ex and bitter divorce. But we both walk away with what we went into the marriage with. Not much for either of us. I never legally adopted kids, so I have no right or responsibilities about them and I never reached out to any of them again. Honestly, I was overjoyed to be rid of all of them. 15 years had gone by and that seemed like a lifetime ago or another person's life. But I'm still in my 30s. I was recently shocked to get a message from Tamara, Will's daughter, now 25. Tamara said I betrayed and traumatized her for life for abandoning them after my promises to them. She said I had the responsibility to never leave no matter what. I know she remembers the horrible ways that she treated me though.
NTA. There is never a responsibility to never leave. That is ridiculous. Sure, a 10-year-old may reasonably think so, but a 25-year-old should know better. Agreed. I was bitter when my mother left and divorced my stepdad when I was 10. As an adult, I realized that he was a guy who refused to get a job and just sat around the house all day, but he would leave for work in the morning as I was getting ready for school to keep up appearances. I think it's often safer psychologically to blame others than the toxic parent, particularly if they only have one. What I'm hearing her saying is that they wanted someone to protect them from his toxic parenting, and you are an easy target for her anger. You did the right thing, but she's angry about what she's lived through, and hopefully she will eventually realize that someone several years younger than she is now shouldn't have been put in that position either. NTA. Your husband didn't want a wife, he chose a younger woman and whisked her off her feet to be his live-in maid, nanny and cook. He knew what he was doing when he asked you to make that promise to the kids, emotionally manipulating you into staying even though he treated you like crap. It's sad that the children lost their mother, but their father encouraging them to treat you like the evil stepmom was cruel to both you and them. Clearly the behavior he showed continued after left, and he kept telling Tamara and her brother how awful you were. You got yourself out of there, well done for being strong and wise enough to do so. Many people don't have the strength to do that. You got yourself out of there and you need to stay out of there, OP. Not your circus, not your monkeys. You made a promise, but a promise is made with agreements/conditions usually from both parties. You didn't hold up your end BC, they were relentless with their bullying. NTAOP. Message her back and explain it was a toxic marriage, that their dad set you up to be the family punching bag and nanny. That he wasn't looking for love or a partner but a doormat, and he encouraged you kids to do the same. Tell her their hang-ups are their own and then say that you are done with that chapter of your life, and will never again allow their father to drag your life down. NTA, those kids have been fed lies and delusions about what that marriage was like. O.P. If I were you, I would not do this. You were with their dad for like 3 years, 15 years ago. I would ignore this comment and just block her, or put it on private, or whatever, and just continue on with your life. No sense in dragging this all back up after you moved on so long ago, and don't let her anger make you feel guilty. You are not at fault here and nothing you can say is going to help at this point. She is going to have to do her own work to get over what her dad did/put them through, and until she is ready to see any of that, nothing you say is even going to penetrate her skull and you're just wasting your breath. This girl has spent well over a decade being told how you abandoned them, and that all their problems are her fault, not their father's. Everything was your fault. All the bad women their father brought home after you is your fault 'cause you left. I guarantee their father has been driving this home for years and years. So you can't really blame her for feeling the way she feels. She's been brainwashed her entire life. And no amount of logic or maturity is going to convince her otherwise. Best to just ignore her, and let her go on believing what she believes, because nothing is ever going to change her mind one way or the other. NTA.